My name is Kelly Latshaw. I'm the flute instructor at Colorado Mesa University. I'm here today to bring you some tips as you prepare for your Colorado All-State audition for flute. The first piece, the Kohler etude, is entitled Spanish Caprice. If we think about the meaning of the word caprice, this is a kind of piece of music that might have several different moods expressed in it within one piece of music. And sometimes these moods can just change on a whim. And so as we've got three separate sections of this caprice, they all have very different moods, so we can approach them that way. The first section has con grazia indicated, meaning we should go for a graceful and perhaps light feeling. There are no articulation marks right away, so you have the option where you can either play these notes maybe shorter and playfully, or a little longer and smooth. It's really up to you. I like to do them a little bit longer, but with a little bit of lift between them. Make sure you put the mordents right on the beat instead of before the beat. One thing to watch out for in this section is the repeated D flats on the staff. This note is notoriously sharp on the flute, so try and bring that pitch down. The second section, the tempo primo, does not give us any kind of mood indication. Because it's tempo primo, this references the very beginning of the etude, which we're not playing today. But if you look there at the beginning, it's the same theme, and it indicates con eleganza, to play it with elegance. You could think of this, as like an elegant ballerina. I like to think of it more as the elegance of maybe a very important person carrying themselves very proudly, and maybe not afraid to show off a little bit. I find it a little bit playful in this section. It reminds me very much of Georges Bizet's opera Carmen. And the third section, più vivo, the tempo you use will help express this con bravura feeling immediately. The pace of it is very exciting already. Make sure that you practice this slowly with a metronome. Work your way up the dial slowly. Aim for a very smooth rhythm. On the very last note, don't chop it off. Hold it a full eighth note, maybe give it a little vibrato for some sparkle as it releases. Now I'll perform the Kohler etude for you. The second excerpt from Anderson's Opus 33 Etudes is a fun and lively piece that gives you a lot of opportunity to show off great dynamic contrasts. This is another one you should practice slowly with a metronome to get really solid and then build up the speed from there. It should really sound effortless. You'll notice that Anderson switches between dotted rhythms and triplet rhythms. Often, if we see this, it's easy to get lazy about the 16ths and have them stretch too long so they almost sound like triplets. They get into a kind of sing-songy rhythm. You want to make sure that you play those 16th notes shorter, make them very crisp to make that contrast with the triplets. Another rhythm thing to look for is after the repeat sign, when there are the triplets that are, the second and third notes are slurred, it's very, very easy to rush those two that are under the slur. It can come out sounding like an eighth note and 2/16, so you want to avoid that. Just very, very even. Tan-ta, tan-ta, tan-ta. Sneak in small breaths wherever you can, especially on those rests. You don't want to interrupt the flow of the piece by breaking in between longer notes. You may want to take breaths even if you don't feel like you need one yet. You want to fill up that gas tank before you really need it to have it ready for a longer phrase coming up. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Best of luck to you on your audition.